Welcome all for our regular Thinking Thursday session. And we are happy to have Acharya ji here, Acharya Vinod Sharma ji, जो हमारे साथ पिछले काफी समय से लाइक अप्रैल से जुड़े हुए हैं और श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण के 11 सेशंस हम इनके साथ कर चुके हैं एंड नाउ इट इज द 12th session we are going to begin with. So we are going to start with the prayer. Welcome, Sharma ji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. We can begin with the prayer. Narayanam.
Narayanam.
Namaskritya.
Namaskritya.
Naram.
Naram.
Chaiva.
Chaiva.
Narottamam.
Narottamam.
Devim.
Devim.
Saraswatim.
Saraswatim.
Vyasam.
Vyasam.
Tato. Jayam.
Jayam.
Udirayet.
Udirayet.
And for translation, anyone from you? Asha ji, would you like to?
ठीक है. Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam, which is very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Naranarayana, Shri, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So as everybody witnessed, previous session, which we had 2 weeks ago, was very interesting, very interactive. And thank you for sending very heartfelt feedback for that session. And hopefully this evening also we will have similar session, if better.
And I would like to add one more thing, that one of my friend had shared this wonderful thing, that she was thinking whether Lord Krishna were married to Radha ji or not. But when she said she heard that they were married 3 times, so she was so satisfied. So many are confusion, we can say, regarding this, or many things, many concepts are now getting clear.
Yes.
We are happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And this is our 12th session. So
yes. So last time we were discussing about the different forms or types of incarnation Krishna has, right?
yes.
Would anyone like to share? If anyone, any specific form, a type of incarnation you can share with us?
Yeah, last time you told that this is Lord Krishna's Mahapurushotam avatar.
Yes, he's a Leela Purushottam.
Leela.
So one is the Purusha incarnation, Purusha avatar. Then is Leela avatar, Guna avatar, Manvantara avatar, Yuga avatar, and Shakti-avesh avatar. So broadly speaking, these are the 6 main categories of Krishna's incarnations, Krishna's avatar. Right?
Yes.
We discussed about the meaning of avatar. What does it mean by the word, by the term avatar? Avatar means what?
Avatar means coming down to the earth.
Descending, yes.
Descending.
So descending down to earth, and when Krishna comes down, he comes down with his own will. Nobody forces him to do that.
Yes.
He comes down to accomplish some mission or please the devotees. Main intention behind Krishna's taking different incarnations is to please his devotees and attract other living beings like us, ordinary living beings, by his leelas, by his pastimes, so that we become attracted to his pastimes, and then we have that desire to go and be with him. Some time ago, I shared, the analogy I shared, example, like when we used to watch movies, we used to go to cinema to watch movie. After intermission, they would show some trailers of the future movies, just to attract us, so that we can watch those movies as well, right? So Krishna also does that. Krishna comes here to give us some glimpse, what is happening in the spiritual world. Vaikuntha, जो planet से उसमें क्या होता है, किस प्रकार की लीलाएं होती है, तो कृष्णा उनका एक प्रकार से उसकी झलक दिखाते हैं हमें यहाँ पे आके, हमें आकर्षित करने के लिए कि हम उन लीलाओं की ओर आकर्षित हो जाएं और हमारे अंदर वो जिज्ञासा, हमारे अंदर वो इच्छा उत्पन्न हो कि हम वहां पे जाएं, जिज्ञासा उत्पन्न हो कि और क्या होता है वहां पे, वो जानने की जिज्ञासा। तो इसलिए भगवान कृष्ण आते हैं यहाँ पे लीला करने के लिए। Correct?
Right.
So these are the 6 broad categories of Krishna. Now we also discussed that there are, in Kali Yuga particularly, there are many people, they claim that they are incarnation of Krishna, right? They are self-made gurus and self-made, self-proclaimed incarnations of Krishna.
Great.
Now, should we believe them? What is the yardstick to make sure that that person, whoever is calling himself or claiming about himself to be incarnation of Krishna, he actually is the incarnation of Krishna? What is the yardstick we should use? Anyone?
I think, see what is written in our Shastras, that's very clearly written that these were the 8 or 9 avatars, and 10th avatar in Kali Yuga is it is going to happen, not now. So, basically taking that, so we can't think that these are any avatars.
Yes.
And no avatar will say that I am a Lord Krishna.
Yes.
No Bhagwan says like that.
Yes. But Krishna said that. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he told Arjuna,
Yeah.
I am the beginning, I am the end. I am the beginning, I am the middle, I am the end. No other incarnation has said that, because Krishna is the Bhagwan Swayam. So he can say that. Other incarnations, they never said that. So Vyasadeva also says Krishna is the Bhagwan Swayam. He is the origin. Krishna is the avatari, and others are the avataras. Right? So as Shakuntala ji, you mentioned that 10 incarnation, main incarnation. Now these 10 main incarnations, they are called Leela avatar.
Okay.
And actually, if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, there are main 24 Leela avatars mentioned. 24. Out of those 24, 10 are the prominent ones.
All right.
Mostly discussed, and most of the people, many people, they know about them.
Like Mohini avatar, those
Yes.
are very for, I think, short period of time.
Correct. अभी जैसे हम दूसरे स्कंद के विषय में बात करें, second canto we are talking about. So in that, in second canto, there is a mention of Kapilamuni.
Okay.
So he also is an incarnation of Krishna. So जिन्होंने सांख्य फिलोसॉफी आरंभ की थी ना, कपिला, लॉर्ड कपिला, तो वो भी भगवान के अवतार हैं. ऋषभ देव, वो भी भगवान के अवतार हैं.
Okay.
So in that way, there are 24 main incarnations of Krishna. तो जब इस सृष्टि का आरंभ हुआ, अभी देखिए इसमें बहुत ही विचारणीय एक बिंदु है कि जब इस सृष्टि की रचना हुई, तो ब्रह्मा जी ने 84 लाख योनियां उत्पन्न की थी सृष्टि के आरंभ में. तो उस दृष्टिकोण से देखा जाए, इफ वी सी फ्रॉम दैट पर्सपेक्टिव, all the 8.4 million different species of life, they were already produced. They were existing already from the time of creation. Since time immemorial, we don't know when the actual creation started, right? That's why generally it is said since time immemorial. हमारी स्मृति में नहीं है वो कभी से आरंभ हुआ. सृष्टि का आरंभ कभी हुआ हमें पता नहीं है, लेकिन सृष्टि के आरंभ के समय से ही 84 लाख योनियां उत्पन्न हो गई थी. So you know what we were taught in our schools, the theory of evolution, mostly the Darwin's theory, no? Darwin's theory of evolution. आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा ना?
Yes, yes.
कि हमारे पूर्वज पहले बंदर थे, तो धीरे धीरे उनकी पूंछ घिसती गई और फिर उसमें से मानव बन गए. How many of you have read that theory of evolution? Most of us, right?
Most of us.
Yes. So this is very false, very fake, very unscientific, illogical, absurd theory of evolution. कभी कभी है ना वो चुटकुला हम बोलते थे कॉलेज के दिनों में कि एक लड़का लड़की गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड मिले तो लड़की ने लड़के से कहा कि मैंने पढ़ा है कि हमारे जो पूर्वज थे वो बंदर थे. तो लड़के ने कहा कि मुझे आपके परिवार के विषय में तो पता नहीं, लेकिन हमारे पूर्वज तो मानव ही थे. तो बात ऐसी चलती है कि बंदरों में से फिर हम मानव बन गए. तो यदि ऐसे इवोल्यूशन होता है, यदि ऐसे विकास होता है किसी भी योनि का, तो पहले वाली योनि को समाप्त हो जाना चाहिए ना.
Exactly.
हाँ,
Exactly.
जब भी उसका रूपांतरण हो गया तो पहले वाला रूप तो चले जाना चाहिए, लेकिन अभी भी बहुत सारे बंदर हैं. So that theory of evolution doesn't make sense. कभी कभी क्या होता है कि बहुत सारे पढ़े लिखे लोग, बहुत सारे विद्वान लोग जिनको शास्त्रों का ज्ञान है, वो भी ये जो थ्योरी है, ये जो वक्तव्य है, उसका साथ देते हैं. कैसे साथ देते हैं? कुछ समय पहले, some time ago, I'm not sure whether you heard that, you read that viral message on WhatsApp. It was going on about the theory of evolution. So one lady, elderly lady, telling her young grandson that actually this theory of evolution is already matching with the theory which is mentioned in our scriptures, that in the beginning the life was only in water, tortoise, or no, fish incarnation.
Yes.
केवल
Yes.
जल में ही जीवन था. फिर जल और थल दोनों का मिश्रण हुआ. The creatures who could live in the water and on the land. Tortoise, kurma incarnation. हाँ, कुर्मा होता है. फिर उसके बाद वराह देव का अवतार हुआ. तो इस प्रकार से वो जो एक बूढ़ी औरत अपने पोते को समझा रही, तो ये बहुत वायरल हो गया था और बहुत सारे लोगों ने उसका समर्थन किया था. एक्चुअली दैट इज वेरी रॉन्ग, क्योंकि जब भी समझो बात करते हैं, मैंने ये बात बताई थी पहले, आई डिस्कस दिस बिफोर some time ago, right? If we say that in the beginning there was life only in the water, that's why there was fish incarnation. But if we read in the Bhagavatam, when fish incarnation happened, there was a king. Satyavrata, the king, was there, and he was instructed by the Lord in the fish incarnation, and that Lord ordered the king that he should invite 7 sages and collect all the herbs, plants, and the seeds of food items and put on the big ship, and Lord will drag that ship, row that ship, and give him the philosophical knowledge of the scriptures, Vedas. So that is mentioned already. That means when the fish incarnation happened, the human beings were already there. So it is not like, from the fish, the evolution happened, then it became tortoise, then the boar incarnation, like that. It doesn't make sense. Our founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, we call him Srila Prabhupada, Desi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who started the Hare Krishna movement. When he was asked this question about the theory of evolution by Darwin, see, Prabhupada was so pure and he was very bold. Because of the purity, because of the spiritual strength, he would never mince his words when he would speak, when he would give his comments on these kind of topics. So he told his disciples, when that particular disciple raised this point about theory of evolution by Darwin, Prabhupada said that if Darwin was alive today, and if he was there in front of me, I would have kicked him hard on his face, because he was misleading people. He was illiterate. He was educated, illiterate person. See the combination, educated, illiterate. कुछ लोग उनको किताबी ज्ञान होता है, लेकिन आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान जो हम बोलते हैं ना, रियलाइजेशन, अनुभूति नहीं होती है उनको, तो रटाया रटाया पढ़ लेते हैं, और जिन लोगों की अनुभूति नहीं होती है वो फिर उनका साथ देते हैं. So coming back to this discussion of the incarnation, in the second canto, the main incarnation which is discussed in the beginning is Varahadev. Now the incarnation of Varahadev is discussed in the second canto and more elaborately in the third canto. During the episode of the incident of conversation between Vidura and Maitreya Muni. So Maitreya Muni is giving very elaborate explanation about the Varahadev. So what Shukadeva Goswami is telling Parikshit Maharaj, that when Lord Brahma was created, Brahma was created first, and then he created the whole universe. So he created all 8.4 million species of life. So the demigods also were produced, and the demons also came into existence. So the first demon who came into existence was Hiranyakash. Do you know the two brothers, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu?
Yes. Yes.
Two brothers, right?
Right.
Hiranyakashipu is the one in whose family a great devotee, Prahlad,
Yes.
took birth. Right?
Yes.
Now, before a few times I have mentioned, that when we talk about these different incarnations or different incidents in the Mahapurana, Srimad Bhagavatam, we don't have to just only focus on the Leela or the incident, but we need to try to analyze, scrutinize, try to go at a deeper level and try to understand what kind of lesson Krishna wants us to learn from this. Now these two demons, the first two demons in Satya Yuga who appeared, now they appeared in the family of a great sage, Kashyapa Muni. They were the sons of Kashyapa Muni. And the sons of Kashyapa Muni and Diti, his wife. Right? So, Diti, the children of Diti, they are known as Daitya. And the sons of Aditi, they are known as Devatas, Suras and Asuras. Correct?
Yes.
So the Daityas, they are called Asuras, and Devatas are called Suras. Correct? Now, can anyone share me what is the meaning of Sura and Asura?
I think we have discussed it also earlier. Sura जो सुर में है, जो सुर.
Correct. Very true. Very true.
और असुर जो सुर में नहीं है.
Very true. Thank you, Shakuntala ji, for sharing that. This is the basic, specific thing we had discussed. जो सुर में है, जो लय में है, the melody, the rhythm, proper rhythm, that is Sura. जब भी कोई सुर में गाता है तो हमें उसका गाना अच्छा लगता है. जब भी कोई बेसुरा गाता है, असुरा गाता है, तो वो गाना अच्छा नहीं लगता है. तो दैत्य जो है वो असुर है, वो जीवन को असुर बना देते हैं, सुरहीन बना देते हैं, जीवन का तालमेल पूरा टूट जाता है उनके कारण. Now we need to understand. Yes, anybody has any question?
Sorry, yes, I have a question. कि पर ये डिफरेंस क्यों था कि उनकी एक वाइफ से तो सारे देवता थे और एक वाइफ से सब दैत्य थे, ऐसा क्यों?
हाँ, क्योंकि जो देखिए जो माता है, जो देवताओं की माता है उसका नाम है अदिति। हाँ, और जो दैत्यों की माता है उसका नाम है दिति।
हाँ, पर ऐसा क्यों हुआ? क्योंकि
हाँ, वही मैं बता रहा हूँ
जी
कि जो संतान के संस्कारों पे जो जिसका प्रभाव पड़ता है ना अधिक, वो माता है। तो उसके कारण ही उसकी संतान के संस्कार उसके अनुसार होते हैं। इसीलिए मातृत्व का महत्व पितृत्व से अधिक है। जब भी हम संसार की रचना देखते हैं तो माता की जो पदवी है वो पिता से अधिक है, क्योंकि अधिक संस्कार संतान को माता से मिलते हैं। संतान जो है, जब भी संतान बड़ी होती जाती है, हाँ, जब भी उसकी आयु धीरे धीरे बढ़ती है बचपन से युवावस्था तक, तो अधिक समय जो है संतान का अपनी माता से ही बीतता है। तो अधिक संस्कार, अधिक शिक्षा, अधिक लक्षण संतान को माता से ही मिलते हैं। तो इसलिए जो अदिति है उसकी संतान कहलाई देवतास। जो दिति है, दिति में से दैत्य हो गए। अभी यही जो मैं बात करने वाला था कि दिति को जो है वो दैत्य क्यों हुए। जो हिरणाक्ष और हिरण्यकशिपु दो भाई पहले पहले हुए, वो क्यों हुए? अभी इसका वैज्ञानिक कारण भी है, आध्यात्मिक तो है ही और वैज्ञानिक कारण भी है। अभी जो दैत्य और जो देवता हैं, उनके पिता एक ही हैं, कश्यप मुनि। बड़े ऋषि हैं, बड़े विद्वान ऋषि। पिता एक ही है लेकिन माता अलग अलग है। हाँ, तो क्या हो गया था, कहा जाता है कि एक बार जो दिति है, संध्या काल के समय उसके मन में तृष्णा उत्पन्न हुई, वासना उत्पन्न हुई। तो उसने कश्यप मुनि को कहा कि उनको गर्भाधान कराना है। तो कश्यप मुनि ने उनको कहा था कि थोड़ा समय रुक जाओ, अभी ये संध्या का समय है, सूर्यास्त का समय है, थोड़े समय के बाद वो घड़ी टल जाएगी, उसके बाद यदि गर्भ स्थापना होती है तो अच्छा है, इस समय में गर्भ स्थापना नहीं होनी चाहिए। लेकिन दिति ने नहीं माना। तो ये दिति का लक्षण है, दैत्य बुद्धि। पति का कहा नहीं मानना है। सॉरी, मैं ऐसे कह रहा हूं महिलाओं के विषय में। तो उनकी जो वृत्ति ऐसी थी, तो उन्होंने कश्यप मुनि को बलपूर्वक विवश कर दिया कि अभी गर्भाधान करना है। तो कश्यप मुनि विवश हो गए और तभी गर्भाधान उन्होंने किया। तो संध्या का समय था। कहा जाता है कि उस समय एक देखिए, सूर्य उदय के पहले का जो समय होता है उसको हम कहते हैं ब्रह्म मुहूर्त। हाँ, सूर्यास्त के बाद का समय क्या कहा जाता है पता है आपको?
गोधूली वेला।
हाँ,
गोधूली वेला
और
प्रदोष काल, संध्या समय, प्रदोष काल।
संध्या तो 3 संध्या होती है दिन में।
सूर्यास्त
सवेरे का जो समय होता है सूर्य उदय के पहले उसको कहते हैं ब्रह्म मुहूर्त। सूर्य अस्त के बाद जो होता है उसको कहते हैं शिव मुहूर्त। तो इस समय जो एक मुहूर्त होता है उसमें 2 घड़ी होती है, 48 मिनट। तो उस समय कहते हैं कि भगवान शिव यात्रा पे निकलते हैं ब्रह्मांड की, विशेषकर मृत्यु लोक की। अभी भगवान शिव का एक नाम है भूतनाथ, भूतों के नाथ। अभी बहुत लोगों को मन में ऐसे संशय होगा कि भूत होते हैं कि नहीं होते हैं। बहुत सारे ऐसी प्रश्न निकलते रहते हैं लोगों के मस्तिष्क से। Many times, people, they come up with this kind of doubts, and many so-called educated people, they say that there is no such thing as ghost. प्रेतात्मा नहीं होती है। How many of you agree with that? That there are no ghosts in the world, in the universe? भूत होते हैं कि नहीं होते हैं?
होते। हमारे राजस्थान में एक जगह है वो हॉन्टेड प्लेस है एंड दैट इज बैंड. वहां पे आफ्टर सनसेट कोई जा ही नहीं सकता.
हाँ हाँ
वो नगर ही खाली हो गया पूरा.
हाँ हाँ एग्जैक्टली. तो
हाँ.
होता है नहीं है, ये तो प्रूफ है जयपुर में होता है. मतलब राजस्थान में है, प्लेस भी है.
हाँ. तो क्या आजकल के जो पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं ना, वो इन बातों को नहीं मानते, शास्त्रों की बातों को नहीं मानते हो, क्योंकि वो उनकी समझ से परे है. तो वो अपनी समझ को दोष नहीं देंगे, वो शास्त्रों को दोष देंगे. अभी यदि उनकी समझ में नहीं आता है तो उनकी समझ का दोष हो गया ना.
एग्जैक्टली.
हाँ. अभी जो कोई भी बात यदि वास्तविकता है, वो यदि हमारे समझ में नहीं आती है तो हम कितना भी उसको झुठला दें, वो वास्तविकता झूठ में नहीं बदल जाएगी. वास्तविकता जो सत्य है वो तो सत्य ही रहे. तो भगवान शिव को कहते हैं भूतनाथ. तो वो भूतों के नाथ हैं, वो भूतों की रक्षा करते हैं. तो वो क्या करते हैं, ये संध्या के समय जब यात्रा के लिए निकलते हैं, घूमने के लिए निकलते हैं, तो वो देखते हैं कि इस समय यदि कोई पति पत्नी संभोग करते हैं या स्त्री पुरुष संभोग करते हैं, तो जब भी गर्भ की स्थापना होती है ना, तो वो भूत को उस महिला के गर्भ में डाल देते हैं. किसी भी भूत को महिला के गर्भ में डाल देते हैं. तो वो संतान जब भी उत्पन्न होती है तो वो दैत्य बुद्धि होती है, वो राक्षसी बुद्धि होती है. तो क्या हो गया, जब भी दिति ने ऐसा किया, कश्यप मुनि ने कहा कि तुझे 2 पुत्र होंगे इसमें से, लेकिन दोनों राक्षस होंगे, दोनों दैत्य बुद्धि वाले होंगे. लेकिन जब भी दिति ने पश्चाताप दिखाया, उनको बहुत खेद हुआ, पश्चाताप हुआ, तो कश्यप मुनि ने कहा क्योंकि तुम्हें पश्चाताप हुआ है, इसलिए मैं तुझे आशीर्वाद देता हूं कि जो तुम्हारा पौत्र होगा ना, एक पुत्र का जो पुत्र होगा वो बड़ा भगत होगा. और कहते हैं कि कश्यप मुनि के वरदान के कारण हिरण्यकश्यप को संतान हुई प्रहलाद के रूप में. वो भगवान के बड़े भगत हुए, नरसिंह भगवान उनके कारण आए थे. करेक्ट. तो कहते हैं कि ये वैज्ञानिक, आध्यात्मिक और वैज्ञानिक कारण है कि संध्या के समय कोई भी स्त्री पुरुष को संभोग नहीं करना चाहिए. नहीं तो उसके फलस्वरूप यदि गर्भ स्थापना हो जाती है तो वो जो आने वाला जीव होगा, आने वाला जो प्राणी होगा, आने वाली संतान होगी, वो राक्षसी बुद्धि की होगी. तो कहा जाता है कि सतयुग में केवल कश्यप मुनि ने ये एक भूल की थी, जिसके कारण ये 2 राक्षस पैदा हुए थे, उनकी उत्पत्ति हुई थी. अभी कलयुग में तो लोगों को ये ज्ञान है नहीं. हाँ, कलयुग में तो जब भी मन में ऐसा इच्छा हो गई, लोग कोई भी घड़ी नहीं देखते हैं, कोई भी संधिकाल नहीं देखते हैं. अपनी इंद्रियों के वश में होके जब भी कोई विवश होके संभोग करेगा तो जो उत्पत्ति होगी वो तो राक्षसी बुद्धि होगी. इसीलिए कहा जाता है कि कलयुग में बहुत सारे राक्षस घूम रहे हैं, राक्षसी वृत्ति वाले मानव घूम रहे हैं. उनको शरीर तो मानव का है, लेकिन उनकी वृत्ति राक्षसी है. तो हमारे शास्त्रों में से हमको बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिल सकता है. और जब भी देखिए हम ऐसी बातें सुनते हैं तो हमें कितना अच्छा लगता है. जब भी सुनने मात्र से इतना अच्छा लगता है हमें, if just by hearing we feel so good, how much better we would feel if we implement this kind of injunctions, these kind of principles in our life. जब भी वो हमारे आचरण में लाएंगे ये सब जो शिक्षाएं हैं, तो हमें कितना अच्छा लगेगा, जो हमें सुनने मात्र से इतना अच्छा लगता है. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
So हमारे जो ऋषि मुनि है ना, जो उन्होंने ये विशेषकर जो व्यासदेव हैं, जो उन्होंने पुराणों की, उपनिषदों की, वेदों की जो रचना की, वो केवल अपना समय बिताने के लिए नहीं की थी, ये हमारे भले के लिए की थी उन्होंने. We have to take advantage of that by studying them properly and by implementing the teachings of the Vedas, scriptures and Upanishads in our life. Then only we can be called as proper human beings. Otherwise, we are mere only in the human form, but we are not human beings in true sense. Right? तो ये जब भी बात उन्होंने बताई, ब्रह्मा जी ने नारद मुनि से कह रहे थे, और सुखदेव गोस्वामी ने परीक्षित महाराज से कही, और बाद में सुखदेव गोस्वामी ने बहुत ही संक्षेप में कपिल मुनि के विषय में बताया, और सांख्य का जो अध्यात्म उसका कारण है वो बताया। सांख्य फिलोसॉफी क्या है, कोई बता सकेगा मुझे?
भगवत गीता में 2nd चैप्टर ज्ञान योग, सांख्य योग।
हाँ, उसका अर्थ क्या होता है?
ज्ञान योग
संख्या से है।
यस यस, वेरी वेरी ट्रू। क्या अर्थ है संख्या का?
Which is countable, like
करेक्ट, वी नीड टू काउंट। एनालिटिकल स्टडीज,
yeah, analysis.
हाँ, सो जो एनालिटिकल स्टडीज है उसको कहते हैं सांख्य फिलोसॉफी। वी नीड टू एनालाइज, you know, like numbers. So that is the Sankhya philosophy. In detail, it is mentioned in later part of Bhagavatam. So after these two main incarnations, very briefly, Shukdev Goswami spoke about to Parikshit Maharaj, and after that Parikshit Maharaj expressed his sincere desire to Shukdev Goswami and told him that you very elaborately, you tell me about all the incarnations of Krishna, which can purify my consciousness, which can help me, which can qualify me to be liberated, to get salvation, to get liberation from the bondage of birth and death. And that is the goal of our human life. Now see, earlier we talked about avatar, like, you know, the one who descends. Sometimes for human beings also, they say that we are incarnations. Particularly in English, they talk about that, right? They say about reincarnation. Actually, reincarnation is not an appropriate word for people like us who go in cycles of birth and death. For people like us, ordinary souls like us, we have to say rebirth, not so much of reincarnation. If we take the translation in the literal sense, हम अवतार नहीं ले सकते, हमारा अवतार नहीं होता है, क्योंकि हमारा जो मानव शरीर भी हमें मिलता है वो स्त्री पुरुष के निचले अंगों से मिलता है, उत्पत्ति हमारी वहां से होती है। और जो इनकारनेशन होता है, जो भगवान अवतार लेते हैं, वो पहले उनके माता पिता के हृदय में वास करते हैं, उनके हृदय में उनकी उत्पत्ति होती है, फिर हृदय से उनकी गर्भ स्थापना होती है, उनके पिता के हृदय से उनकी माता की गर्भ स्थापना होती है। वो वीर्य से गर्भ स्थापना नहीं होती है जैसे बाकी शेष लोगों की होती है। जो हमारे मानव शरीर मिला है वो शुक्राणु और डिंब से मिला है, हाँ, sperm and the egg, right? Krishna's incarnations are not like that. He transfers himself from the heart of his father in that form directly into the womb of his mother. जब भी आप 10वां स्कंद पढ़ेंगे भागवतम का, तो उसमें बताया वसुदेव के हृदय में भगवान कृष्ण पहले आए। तभी वसुदेव का जो शरीर है इतना तेजवान हो गया, इतना तेज उनके शरीर में से निकलने लगा जैसे सहस्रों सूर्य चमक रहे हैं। फिर वसुदेव के हृदय में से देवकी के गर्भ में हो गए। वसुदेव के वीर्य से उसकी उत्पत्ति नहीं हुई है। भगवान को किसी भी मानव के वीर्य का आश्रय नहीं लेना पड़ता है। Krishna does not have to depend on the sperm and the egg of any human being or any form to incarnate. He manifests himself. वो एक प्रकार से प्रकट होते हैं, लेकिन अपनी लीला में दिखाते हैं कि उनका जन्म हुआ है। So we need to understand the difference between Krishna's incarnation and our birth. So we should not similarly, we cannot kind of equate our birth as incarnation or reincarnation. Many times people, they say, I have reincarnated in this form like that. We cannot reincarnate. We are forced by the law of nature, by the law of karma. We don't have any right, we don't have any option to choose from that what kind of birth do you want. We are not at that level. Some people may be at that level, like Shakti Avesh Avatar. They may be at that level. Then Krishna gives them the choice. They can choose from that. But people, ordinary people like us, we don't have any choice. We don't have any option. According to our karma, the higher authorities, they decide that what kind of form, what kind of body, what kind of siblings, what kind of neighbors, what kind of family we will get. We don't have any control on that. This we discussed last time, right?
Right. Yes. Yes.
Last time, very interesting point Truptaji had raised, and we discussed very briefly. And after the session was over, I had discussion with my wife. Then she brought up a very good point, interesting point. We talked about will. What time we get the will? You know, when the soul enters into the womb of the mother. So I had mentioned that, you know, when the soul enters into the womb of mother, till that time we don't have a free will. The free will manifests, or it is activated by Krishna when the conception takes place. So my wife pointed out very valid point. She raised very valid point. She said that free will is always there. Before the conception takes place, free will is there, but it is not manifested. It is not expressed. The manifestation, expression part takes only after the conception. So this is the difference. Very valid point she raised. So yes, so Krishna has given us free will, but the free will also has the boundaries. We cannot use free will freely. Can anyone explain what does it mean? What am I saying here? We cannot use our free will freely. What does it?
We all are bounded with our karmas and karma phalas. So
Yes.
certain territory is given to us.
Correct.
Based
Correct.
on our karma, we are given a set, okay, or a territory.
Correct.
And then within that territory, we can move according to our free will.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Shakuntala. There are certain boundaries. So within that boundaries, we can use our free will, but within that also, depending on our karma and depending on the influence of the modes of nature, Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. Like, you know, many times you might have experienced, like suppose you end up having some argument with somebody. Now somebody irritates you. Now that person is put into your life, or rather, you know, if we feel like that, I include myself also. That person is put in our life because of our previous karma, to irritate us, to upset us, to cause anger in us, right? That is because of our previous karma. Now we can use the free will, how we respond to that person's action. Now, many times what happens at intellectual level, we may know what kind of response we should give. We should not react immediately, impulsively, hastily. We also should not behave. But at that time, we cannot control. We also react. Heat of the moment, right? We also react in the same way. And then we realize, oh my God, I should not have done that. Now, what kind of force pushes us to react in that way? We don't respond. We know what kind of response we should give, but still we cannot respond, we react. So what kind of force pushes us to do that in spite of having the understanding at the intellectual level? Anyone?
Daitya Buddhi, I would say.
Sorry?
Like Daitya Buddhi, just now you mentioned, some kind of.
Yes, you can say Daitya Buddhi. See, this is the very good point you raised. It's called mainly due to the mode of ignorance and passion. If we are influenced by mode of goodness, then we will hold ourselves back. We won't react so quickly. The nature of mode of ignorance and passion is they push us to do something without thinking. without thinking about the consequences. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, the karma about people, what we do due to the strong influences of mode of passion and ignorance. Initially, when we are doing that particular work, we enjoy, quote unquote, enjoy, But the consequences of such enjoyment is misery. It ends up in the misery. But the actions what we take, influenced by mode of goodness, initially it can be very troublesome. It can be like a torture, penance, austerity, tapasya. So we may be reluctant to do that tapasya, right? But if we patiently do it, influenced by mode of goodness, the end result of that kind of work, which is influenced by mode of goodness, is always happiness. Practical examples, young children, they don't know to study. Even during the exams also, they don't know to study. But when they are forced by the parents and they have some sense, they study well and they sit for the exams, they score good marks. The results are very good, right? But those children who are influenced by mode of ignorance and passion, they just waste their time playing different games and sports and all that. And they don't focus on their studies, then they fail. So the end result is bad. I'm just sharing an example with you, right?
So
Yes.
I have a kind of clarity I would need. Like when we talk about free will, like I have a choice at some point of time, like choose A, B, or C in some situation. So yes, I have a free will, but then is it also there written in my prarabdha, as we say, ki I will choose B or I will choose C. So is it so? It is casted in casted in stone. What will I choose? Is that also mentioned there? Like I have decided already.
Now very good point you raised. Very good point. So see, this is the point we need to understand. Free will means how much free will? If after having the free will also, if we are controlled by the modes of nature, then what kind of free will is there? Now to illustrate this point, I give you practical example. Supposing I study very well, I get a good degree, and according to my degree, I apply for a job. I get a very good job in a big corporate company. Now they gave me a very good package. And in that package, free lunch is provided. Correct? Now the canteen service is the free lunch is provided. I go to the canteen. Correct? Now, whether I want to have certain type of food, what kind of choices I make, that is free will. But the canteen part, I cannot change. Whatever the setup of the canteen, I cannot change. To that level, my choice is limited. Then what choices I have, options I have, whether I want to eat there or not, or if I want to eat there, what I want to eat there. Now, here comes the tricky part. If I am influenced by mode of ignorance at that time, I will make a choice of food which is not so healthy. And if I am influenced by mode of goodness, I will make a choice of food which is very nourishing, very tasty, which can give life to me, which can enhance the span of life and quality of life. Now again, though I am influenced by modes of nature, still I can change my mind. Now that change of mind, which is very thin line there, that change of mind is free will. That is proper free will. Even though we are influenced by mode of goodness, we decide, okay, I don't want to do it. So it's a very tricky point. It's a very tricky point.
So is that also written, like I have, we decide our prarabdha and all before we come down on earth as such. So that is also written here. At this point, I will be choosing option A or option B or C.
No, not
Oh,
always.
okay.
No, not always.
It is completely free.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. This is what I was saying, that
And then subsequent events will happen according to that choice which I have taken.
correct. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
So that has to be do with the karma which we have created.
Yeah.
So that type of free will we'll get, right? It's not the opposite of the free. Like, if we did, if something has to happen, and if it is written in my karma, okay, this thing has to happen, right? The
Yeah.
free will be right, that only. It can't go beyond that. That is what, even I'm getting confused. Yeah, I just wanted to ask. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Now see, this topic is very technical, very tricky. I want to share with you very simple analogy about the law of karma, how it works. Now we have our individual karma, right? Vyaktigat karma. Then parivarik, family karma. Then gramik karma, the village or province where we are living. Then prantik karma, the province, the state. And then the national karma we have. And beyond that is the global karma. So all these things, they are taken into account to give us the results. Now, practical example. More than 2 years, we suffered by this pandemic.
Yeah.
Right? So this is called global karma.
Absolutely.
Now, in that global karma also, if our individual karma is strong, then we won't be infected. Right? So this is, in summary, I want to share with you that how this law of karma works. It boils down to our individual karma. Though we are not able to control it, pandemic part we cannot control. But if our previous individual karma is good, it will give us the strong immune system that we are not infected by that. Correct? Now see, I'm sitting in Mumbai. Earlier, there was heavy rain where I'm staying here. Very heavy rain. Now we cannot control the rain outside. If some people are going out, they get wet in the rain. Some people may get cold and cough immediately. And other people who get wet, drenched in rainwater, no problem. So individuals' immune system can protect them from getting health issues. Similarly, our individual karma can protect us from the global karma, effect of the global karma. Right? So there are many technical points in this. When we talk about law of karma, it can be a very long discussion.
But good one, good discussion.
Yes.
Can I please add something?
Yes.
Yachnaji was asking, I think it was Yachnaji, she was asking about when she was asking about the fact that we have free will, and if we make a particular decision using our free will, is it that because of our karma, it's already been predetermined what kind of decision or choice we're going to make? As I understand, I think this was one of Yachnaji's questions.
Yeah, actually, yes. So what choice I will make, is it written there? Because my choice will create the further incidents.
Yes.
So that incidence is there, but I have to make that choice so that it leads to that particular event.
Yes.
So is that also written? So I would say, in the eyes of God, each and every moment, even my every choice is written. Like, I may be wrong, I just want to know it from you. But for me, I feel, it is in my assumption that I have a choice to choose from A, B, or C, or D.
Yes.
It is like human point of view that I have a choice, but God knows what I'm going to choose. Is that so?
Yes. See,
yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to add something. Is that as Vinodji explained, there is of course karma and everything, the law of karma and our individual karma and collective karma, etc. But free will, the Jiva Atma has free will every step of the way. The Jiva Atma has free will. Okay. So at any point in time, we always have the ability, free will, to make a choice. Given the scenario that we're in, given the choices available to us, we can choose which one. You know, he was talking about the canteen just now. So we can't change the canteen, but whatever is available in the canteen, we can make a choice. We can choose which one we want to have. But which choice we make is also influenced by something called samskaras. Samskaras means impressions that in a subtle body from previous lives, from previous lifetimes. So for example, somebody may be born in this life, you may have certain likes and dislikes. Maybe you like to do a particular activity, you don't like to do a particular activity. Some people may be athletic, they like sporting activities. Some people may not like that, maybe more intellectual. So these tendencies that are there, which determine our likes and dislikes, this is oftentimes based on our samskaras that we are carrying. Samskaras have two meanings. One meaning of samskaras is the rituals that we perform. And the other meaning of samskaras is the imprints or the impressions that we have in our minds, which go with us from lifetime to lifetime. Yeah, when the soul leaves the body, these samskaras go with the soul into the next body. So in our next life, we are carrying samskaras from previous lifetimes with us. So in this lifetime, if I always have the free will to choose something, but the choice that I'm going to make will to a large extent be influenced by the samskaras I'm carrying also. Yeah, so if I'm carrying samskaras from last life, maybe my karma in my last life was that, you know, I don't, let's say I had a very bad experience with men. Let's say I didn't have a good relationship, you know, I was exploited by men or something like this. So in this lifetime, my samskaras will be that I will completely mistrust men, and most likely I will not want to get married. I prefer to remain single or something. Now that's free will. Okay, I have the choice whether I want to get married or remain single. That's my choice, free will. But I'm being influenced by the samskaras from my previous life because of the experiences that I had, the bad experiences I had with men. So I'm carrying those samskaras in this lifetime, which will then influence the choices that I make in this life. So it's not predetermined that by karma you will choose this or you will not choose this. The influence is there. Definitely the influence it will affect our thinking and the choices we make, but it's not predestined already that this is how we are going to choose, because at every moment we have that free will. And then we have the choice to choose who we want to associate with, what kind of gunas we want to make predominant in our life. So if we are primarily in sattva guna, then we will learn to forgive whatever. In my case, for example, I may learn to forgive that, okay, not all men are like that. So it doesn't matter, you know, so I will give them a chance. Maybe I will get married, find a nice life partner like that. But if I'm influenced by tamagun or rajagun, then I will feel very bitter about my past experiences, and then I will choose not to get married. So Vinodji is right. There are a lot of aspects that come into the picture when, you know, in making a decision. But I just wanted to make you aware about this, that, you know, samskaras also affect our thinking and our decision-making process. It influences that. But to answer your question, it's not predetermined that you will only choose this. You know, the influence is there, but you always have the option to decide for yourself using your free will. Is that okay?
So, Radhika ji, so the main, I would say, like, you know, in a very broad, main events are written, like, you know, okay, I will not get married, right? The example you gave, okay, this is written that I will not get married. But the intermediate things, like, you know, which are because of our sanskaras that we are carrying from our lifetimes, will be influenced by those sanskara, but main events will be, written.
True. The main events, like because of like previous karmas and all, maybe it's not in my destiny to get married in this. Okay? But I have the free will to choose how I deal with that situation.
Right.
I accept it, whether I'm going to be bitter and complain that,
Yes,
oh,
yes, I get it. I get
married this and that, or whether I just accept it that, there's more to life than marriage. If marriage is not meant in my destiny, there are so many other things I can do in life to make my life happy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how I'm behaving, reacting with men is
Yeah.
my choice.
Yes.
But okay, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Even I got the clear answer. I was thinking ki when some incident comes to us, so is it like the main event which is there in our karma? It's fixed. So it means the main event is fixed. How we get affected by it? It's our free will. That's what I got to know. Yeah, thank you so much. It's really nice. I just wanted to know, ki, can we change pura direction of our lives? No, it can't be. The main, what you have to learn, it will be there, right?
Especially,
Yes.
thank you, Radhika ji, because this was one, because, Tripti Jain ma'am is our mentor, like many of us. And we, past lives, we deal with past lives a lot. So this thing was there in my mind since like years, but I wanted some really technical thing and you clarified. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I could help. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much.
Patiji, sorry to interrupt your talk.
No. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Radhika ji. It cleared a lot of concepts, about it.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Yeah. It really
Because even I was thinking कि कहीं तो free will होती है. Yes, sanskaras are the ones which make us decide things.
हाँ,
Thank
but
you.
main event तो रहता ही है. I think so. जो main event हमको learn करना, वो कभी change नहीं होगा. मुझे ऐसा समझ में आया अभी. जो main event है, शायद वो change नहीं होगा. आपको छोटे-छोटे life के incidents free will में मिलेंगे. आप वो change कर सकते हो. But जो आपको what you have to learn, the main thing,
The
that
lessons
can't be
which we have
changed.
to learn.
Yeah, that you have to have learned. That is what I got to know. Yeah, even कई बार से मुझे I was really confused and I just wanted to have the full answer and the right answer. Thank you so much, Radhika ji, and thank you so much, sir.
My seva, thank you very much for I'm glad it helped. But really, this is such a huge topic. This is such a deep topic. And, we can't really discuss or fully understand this in a 1 hour session. There's so much to discuss and understand. But at least we're making an attempt now, yeah? With taking the first steps to try and understand something. So, yeah. Thank you. Sorry once again for interrupting.
Not a problem. Thank you very much for your contribution. Very useful, insightful contribution. So the summary is, that when we talk about the karma and free will, so our free will is influenced by, as Shri Radhika said, about samskaras. It is influenced by samskaras, and externally by modes of nature, mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance, right? And now sometimes what happens, when we talk about broadly, one is karma, which forms our destiny, correct? Prarabdha. And the second is our current effort, purushartha. So prarabdha is the result of our previous purushartha, correct?
Right.
The destiny is formed from our previous action. And then our current action can make some changes in the destiny to a certain extent. I give a practical example. Supposing I eat something wrong at dinner tonight. Next morning, I get stomach upset. Now, that is my destiny. Next morning, stomach upset, caused by the action tonight, what I had for dinner. Then if I take some herbal remedy to correct that issue of my stomach related, if the herbal remedy is more effective than the wrong food which I ate tonight, then it will work. If the herbal remedy, the efficacy of the herbal remedy is poorer, weaker than the effect of the food which I consumed tonight, then still I have to suffer. So then I had to do more Purusha. So this is one example how Purusha and Prarabdha work. To certain extent we can change. And there are certain things, like Yashnaji said, about the certain choices we are destined to make in that. That also is true. That also I share with you with practical example if it helps. I think in one of the sessions I had mentioned that I shared with you this practical thing which had happened with me long time ago. We had some devotees coming from China, mainland China, who came and stayed with us in our apartment in Hong Kong. Some kind of festivals going on in Hong Kong, ISKCON temple. So they came and stayed with us. Unfortunately, I developed some fever. I got some fever, high fever. So 2-3 days, just to cut the story short, 2-3 days I suffered because of the fever. My body became very weak. I was bedridden. I lost my appetite. I was just surviving on water and some soup. Some Chinese devotees, they were making soup for me, so I was having that. But I did not have appetite. 3 days later, on third day or the fourth day, I went to the sitting room. I was walking around. I wanted to walk a little bit because lying down whole day, I was feeling very tired. I saw Ayurvedic remedy. Some of you may know about it. Kumari Asa. It was there at the dining table in our dining area. I was moving around. I could not see it. But later in the day, I saw it. Then I drank it. It was lying there, but I did not notice because my destiny, predestiny was that for 3 days I had to suffer. Remedy was at my disposal, at my place, but I could not see it. And on the third or fourth day when I had it, after that my fever was gone. So sometimes what happens when our previous karma is really, really strong, in spite of having the remedy on hand, we cannot stop suffering. We have to go through that. So again, I would say, I would just conclude here, this law of karma, theory of karma is very technical, very, very complex. So if we try to simplify it to a certain extent, we can understand, but the complexities are such, with our limited understanding, it can become very difficult for us to understand fully. We can understand to a certain extent, but fully to understand is difficult. Now, when it comes to free will, now we say that Krishna also has free will, right? If Krishna starts using his free will, he can control everything. But he does not interfere. He does not misuse his free will and interfere in our free will. I shared with you this incident. When Krishna was going to Hastinapur as a messenger of peace, at that time, he was having conversation with Pandavas and Draupadi. Draupadi taunted him, told him that, what kind of brother are you? Your sister was insulted in front of so many great warriors. And they've cheated us so much. Kauravas cheated us so much. They created so many problems for us. And still, from our side, becoming our representative, you're going there, taking a message of peace. Is it like message of peace or cowardice? That means you don't want the war to happen. Krishna said, yes, I don't want the war to happen. Then Maharaj Yudhishthira asked him, if you don't want war to happen, war to take place, then how can the war take place? You are the supreme person. Krishna said that this is my desire, that war should not take place. But I cannot control the desire of Duryodhana. I cannot control the desire of Karna. I cannot control the desire of Shakuni. They have their own desires. They have their own free will. And because they are going to misuse your free will, the war will take place. And Krishna gave him an example that Krishna did not want his sister Draupadi to be insulted, but it happened. Right? Because there are so many people, their free will also is involved. So Krishna respects other people's free will also. And this is one of the qualities, one of the main 6 qualities of Krishna. Renounced. He's not attached. He's not attached to his power. He's not attached to his power of free will. He is not attached to his ability to control people. He's not attached to that. He gives up. He renounces that, not gives up. He renounces that. He's very detached. And because he's detached, he's Bhagavan. You know, when we have little bit of power, we become so attached to our power. If we have some ability to control people, we become so attached to that ability to control people. And this is the difference between people like us, ordinary people like us, and Krishna Bhagavan. And that makes him Bhagavan. Right? So then, continuing the discussion from the second canto, first chapter, not first chapter, 6th or 7th chapter. So after hearing about Varahadev's incarnation and Kapilamuni's Sankhya philosophy, very brief kind of explanation was given by Shukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. Then Parikshit Maharaj expressed his desire that he wanted to hear about other incarnations of Krishna as well. See, now this is the effect of hearing. Krishna's katha, Krishna's pastime, Krishna's leelas are so purifying. If we have one leela, our consciousness is purified, then we are interested to learn to hear other leela. This is the mercy of Krishna. This is what Krishna takes. Krishna says, you know, that you take one step towards me, I will take 100 steps towards you. So when we just express our desire to hear about Krishna, to talk about Krishna, to share Krishna's pastime, then Krishna facilitates. He creates that environment that more and more opportunities will be created for us to discuss about Krishna's pastimes. And today is the 12th session, as Shakuntalaji mentioned in the beginning. This is the evidence. When we started, to be honest with you, when we started, I did not think that this kind of series will go on till today. And I'm quite confident that it will continue for a long time.
We are blessed to have you here, because otherwise I wouldn't have read this Srimad Bhagavat Mahapurana. I wouldn't have read.
Yes.
Just because of these sessions and you giving homework, and now we are getting so much of interest in it. So we are studying, learning.
Yes.
We feel blessed.
Yes. And see, you know, here I want to mention, which I had mentioned before also a couple of times at least, that see, like Shri Radhika mentioned today, very good point, very relevant point about our samskaras. Right? Now, this is an evidence, at least, you know, we need to feel proud, not arrogant, but feel proud about our samskara. That means our previous samskaras must have been good. That's why we are together here discussing about Krishna's pastimes. Otherwise, we won't be interested.
Agree.
Right? So because of the influence of previous samskaras, we are relishing these discussions. We are enjoying it at a spiritual level. Right?
Right.
So we have to feel proud in that respect, that our previous samskaras are good, but we should not become arrogant about it. We should not imitate, you know, the highly elevated devotees, Krishna's devotees. We need to very humbly follow their footsteps, but don't imitate them. We have to be very mindful. You know, on one hand, we have to feel proud of our own samskaras. On the other hand, we have to maintain the humility as well, so that we don't fall down. We should not become arrogant about it. So what I was saying, that, you know, when we hear little bit and Krishna's pastimes are so purifying, then they create the desire, true desire to hear more about it. Some of you might have heard about Satyanarayan Katha, right? You know about Satyanarayan Katha?
Yes, yes.
Many people, they do on the full moon day.
Yeah, Purnima.
Right? Purnima. Now in that, if you read, Suta Goswami is telling to Shaunaka Adi Rishis about the Katha. So when he talked about Shatanan Brahman in Kashi Nagari, then he talked about the woodcutter. So when he talked about these two incidents, then Shaunaka Rishi told Sutta Goswami that now we are interested to hear more about it. Initially, he talked about only one incident he wanted to hear to prove, that what is the proof that somebody follows the Vrat on Satyanarayan on Purnima or Amavasya on auspicious days, that they become devotees, their consciousness is purified. What is the proof? So Sutta Goswami shared with them the proof of the Shatanan Brahman and then woodcutter. And after hearing these two incidents, then Shaunaka Rishi asked them, can you share more about these kind of stories, incidents? So these kind of incidents, when we hear, it is mentioned in that Padma Purana, that Satyanarayana Katha. Now here, Bhagavat Mahapurana also, Shukadeva Goswami, when he was narrating to Parishit Maharaj had more desire to hear about it. Now Parishit Maharaj, see, from the example of Parishit Maharaj, we need to learn, Parishit Maharaj was not an ordinary soul, right? He was a great devotee. Such a great devotee that to protect him when he was in the womb of his mother, Krishna had to break the nature's law, because Ashwatthama has released Brahmastra. Brahmastra which can destroy the whole Brahman, whole universe. So Krishna proved the effect of Brahmastra wrong, or minimize the effect of Brahmastra by protecting Parishit Maharaj. A weapon which can destroy the whole universe could not destroy a small baby. See the difference, contradiction there?
Yes.
So this is what Krishna does. And when he does these kind of leelas, creating contradictions in the nature's law also, he bewilders our mind. He causes so much of confusion in our mind. Now to get rid of that confusion, to clarify our mind, we need to surrender to him only. Nobody else can clarify these doubts. Only he and his devotees can do that. Nobody else. So we need to surrender to him if we want to clarify our doubts. So then slowly, after this, the incident happened when Shukadeva Goswami told him about Varahadev. How many of you have heard about Varahadev? The boar incarnation.
Varavatar.
Varavatar.
Yes.
Can you share, please? What do you know about Varavatar?
Okay. It's not able to recollect fully. Like, not able to recollect. Sorry, not the entire story. Something is coming, but not really.
Yeah. Understand. See, that's I told you about Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, two brothers.
Yes.
So what Hiranyaksha did, what he did, he pushed the earth down in the Garbha ocean.
Okay.
Now, Prabhupada has given explanation that why such a thing can happen. Demons, they do that. He gave an example of the earth planet in the explanation. He says that, when these demons, Kali Yuga demons, they pull out so much of oil from the earth, so that causes imbalance on the earth planet. And because of that, we have so much of earthquakes and all these kind of things are happening. Because the earth's globe, the substance inside, when it is removed, then it causes imbalance. And then we get the earthquakes because of that. Earthquakes, tsunami, these kind of disasters are happening because of so much of imbalance created in the universe, particularly on this globe, by these demons, because they want to make money. Practical example I give you. Analogy I want to use here. Now within our body also, we have so much of liquid, right? The main liquid which sustains our life is blood. Now, if the blood is extracted, it's removed from our body excessively at the same time, Can we survive? It can cause death, right? If the blood tissue is removed from our body excessively in one go, it can cause death. So these oils, these liquids within the earth also, symbolically, they are like blood within the earth. And now these demons, they are removing so much of oil from the earth. So that will cause so much of imbalance. And that's why we get the earthquakes. Earth starts shaking because of that. Cannot maintain the proper position. And the people who cause this kind of imbalance, they have to suffer. This is the law of karma. This is what I was saying, that yes, because these kind of activities are caused by mode of ignorance and passion. Mode of ignorance is that because they don't understand that how much imbalance it is creating within the earth, planet itself, on the earth and within the earth, globe of earth. And the passion is that because they want to make money. They are passionate about making money. So because these activities are mainly influenced by mode of ignorance and passion, the end result is misery. And those people who understand that these kind of activities done by other demons is causing imbalance, they start growing more trees on the earth and all that to balance it out. So now growing trees and all that, it's a difficult task. And it's a mode of goodness. So yes, it is time consuming to wait for the tree to grow and then get the fruits. Yes, it's time consuming. So much of patience required. Mode of goodness is required. Patience comes from mode of goodness. So activity initially it seems like an austerity, a tapasya, but when the fruits come, not only the fruits from the trees can be enjoyed, but the tree can cause so much of balance. It can have so much balancing effect on the earth planet. Does it make sense what I'm saying here?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So here also we can relate to, our activities when they are influenced by mode of ignorance and passion. Initially, they can make us feel very happy, so-called enjoyment, but eventually it will result in misery. So Varahadev came to bring that earth back at its original place. Because it lost balance, it went to Garbha ocean. Now, Vara had the tusk, in a normal Hindi language, we say suar, right? So it has tusk. So he brought the earth on the tusk. And that was Shweta Varaha. Vara also there are two types, which are more elaborately discussed in the third canto of Bhagavatam. One is Shweta Varaha, other is Rakta Varaha. Shweta means white and Rakta means red. Now the Manvantara we are living in, the Kalpa we are living in, is called Shweta Varaha Kalpa. Vaivashvata Manvantara, Shweta Varaha Kalpa. When we do the Sankalpa for doing any puja, so we chant the shloka, Kali Prathama Sandhyaya or Prathama Charana, like that. And then Vaivashvata Manvantara. This Manvantara is called Vaivashvata Manvantara. And the Kalpa is Shweta Varaha Kalpa.
Kalpa is okay, Shvetvara, and Manvantara is
Vaivashvata.
Vaivashvat.
Vaivashvat Manvantara.
Okay.
Right? So this is the seventh Manvantara, if I remember correctly. In Brahma's 12 hours, there are 14 Manvantaras.
Okay.
So 7 more Manvantaras to go. After that, the intermediate pralaya will happen. Devastation will happen. When Brahma will go to sleep for 12 hours. So, Prabhupada gives explanation that at that time in Satya Yuga, there were only 2 demons. Now in Kali Yuga, we have so many demons. And they are creating so much havoc. And because, we have taken birth during the time of these demons in Kali Yuga, and they are creating so much of imbalance, that is global karma, we also have to suffer. Now, if we want to protect ourselves from the influence of the global karma or collective karma, that gives more reason for us to enhance our sadhana, to do proper bhakti, so that Krishna can protect us. Krishna's mercy can protect us from the collective karma, from the global karma. Now, once I was having this kind of discussion, so somebody raised a very valid question that even many devotees also were affected by coronavirus, right? And some devotees, they died because of that. So what kind of explanation can we give? Can anyone share?
Yes.
Based on your realization?
Yes. Like just now, sometime before also, Radhika ji told the same thing, that we carry the sanskaras, or we carry the karma, the body, the kind of gross body we get here. It is from our past life karmas. So, and whatever prarabdha karma we bring, we have to go through them. वो तो भोगने से ही खत्म होंगे.
Correct.
तो जो हम लेके आए हैं, maybe not from this life, but from the previous life, वो तो हमें भुगतना ही पड़ेगा.
Yes.
चाहे बीमारी, रोग भी क्यों ना हो.
Yes, very true. See, in this regard, I want to mention, that many times you also may come across, people may raise these kind of questions, that, even devotees who are doing bhakti and all that, they also suffer. See, nobody can stop suffering. This whole material creation is a place of suffering, right? Two main qualities what Krishna says about this material creation in Bhagavad Gita. Asthai hai, it's temporary, and it's a place of suffering. Dukhalayam.
और yes, भूलोक है, इसको मृत्युलोक भी बोलते हैं.
Correct. So we cannot avoid the suffering. Now, what happens in case of devotees? Sometimes some devotees, they have very critical illness. So what happens in this kind of situations? It is said that Krishna personally intervenes when he wants to do fast forward for his devotee to finish his karma very quickly. Previous bad karma also very quickly just pay off at one time, in one lifetime. Then all this bad karma accumulated at one time, Krishna will make that person suffer, and suffering has purifying effect. Suffering has purifying effect. One should not think that suffering has negative effect. When we are going through the suffering, our consciousness is purified. That means we are paying off the debts, हम अपना कर्ज चुका रहे हैं, हम अपना ऋण चुका रहे हैं. सो ऋण चुकाना तो उसका जो परिणाम होगा वो तो अच्छा ही होगा, हम ऋण मुक्त हो जाएंगे ना. तो जब भी हम ऋण मुक्त हो जाएंगे, जब हम कर्मों से मुक्त हो जाएंगे, तभी तो हमें वास्तविक मुक्ति मिलेगी. So when Krishna wants somebody to be liberated in this lifetime, all his previous millions of lifetimes karma will be accumulated, and Krishna will make him pay at one time, in one go, and just go back. No more coming back to this world. So in such devotees, we should not misunderstand कि वो अपना कर्म भोगत रहे हैं. हाँ, of course कर्म भोगत रहे हैं, लेकिन उनकी चेतना तो देखिए कैसे काम कर रही है. What kind of attitude they have? They don't complain. Such devotees, they don't complain. They tell Krishna, thank you very much, you are giving us suffering, you are making us pay off our debts. वो भगवान कृष्ण का गुणगान करते हैं ऐसी अवस्था में. So this is the difference between ordinary people when they suffer and the devotees when they suffer.
Ramakrishna Paramahansa ji, Ramana Maharshi ji.
Ah.
So they all had a very bad, like towards the end of their life.
Yes.
So they were suffering cancer, like, and also
Correct.
I think because the time was over, like ordinary people, even their time is over. So this becomes an excuse, jaldi se jaane ka.
Yes.
An excuse to go to the next life, maybe.
Correct.
Hare Krishna, sorry. I just wanted to say that Yachnaji, you have a beautiful picture of Radha Shamasundar on the wall behind you. It caught my eye, and I think
know-
these are deities from Vrindavan, if I'm not mistaken. This Radha Shama Sundar from
Yes,
Vrindavan.
yes.
Yes,
Yeah. So I am right now in Kosi. Actually, it's my native place. So
I
Kosi,
see.
if you know, Vrindavan, Mathura, Kosi, Barsana, and all
Yes,
that.
yes.
So I'm
Yes.
there only. I've come to my in-laws' place. So
Right.
that's,
Very nice.
every room has this. Every wall, every inch of the wall is covered with Radha Krishna. So we.
I think Kosi is one of the places where the main, one of the main three deities were brought from Vrindavan
Yeah. Okay.
originally.
So Kosi, as I know, was the Kosh Bhavan of Nand.
Yes,
Raja Nand ka Kosh tha yahan par, treasury.
correct.
So that is why Kosi.
Yes.
Thank you,
So,
Radhika.
Yes, sorry to
So-
interrupt. It just caught my eye.
No, very
so
nice. Yeah, very
I
nice,
have to
beautiful
comment
picture
on it.
on the wall.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I immediately recognized them. It's Radha Shama Sundar in Vrindavan. Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. So tomorrow we are going to Vrindavan, Bihari Ji ISKCON temple and everywhere.
Right,
We have,
wonderful.
yeah.
Please pray
all
for
of us.
everybody on our behalf.
Yes,
Also, please
yes,
pray.
of course.
For all of us, all
Yes.
thinking
Definitely,
Thursday.
definitely.
Send some prasadam to Hong Kong for me, please.
So you will get it, for sure you will get it, Radhika Ji, and probably later on you will get to know how, but you will get it.
Right.
I promise.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So I think we will conclude here today. If anybody wants to raise any point or any question before we kind of stop today.
Guruji, like you were talking about, how avatar of Krishna happens. It happens through heart. Hriday se
Yes.
fir wo ghar mein. So what about the realized souls like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ji, who are swansh hain jo unke, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ji, Paramhans ji and all. What is their way of incarnating on earth?
Yeah, same. See, जो मैंने बताया था, the 6 categories of the incarnations, right? पुरुष अवतार, गुण अवतार, लीला अवतार इत्यादि जो है, तो ये जो जैसे परमहंस जो हैं, they are शक्तिवेश अवतार. They are not ordinary people. So they are chosen by the Lord to bring his message for people like us, right? So when they are chosen by the Lord himself, so Lord arranges for them also to come to this world in the same way in which the Lord comes. So they are not the product of the sperm and the egg, They also mainly, they descend. They also descending because they are chosen by the Lord himself. Only people who are taking birth bound by their karma as a result of their previous karma, they come from down. ना अभी इसमें भी बहुत अच्छी बात आपने ये उठाई है. मैं थोड़ा संक्षेप में और कहना चाहूंगा कि इसका क्या हम इसका अर्थ निकाल सकते हैं. What kind of meaning we can extract from this when we are coming from down? There is a possibility for us to ascend, to get elevated. There's a possibility. We can get elevated. We can advance if we choose to be like that. From lower level, we are coming higher. So we can go further higher. Not only to Swargaloka, not only get elevated to Swargaloka, go to the Goloka, go to Vaikuntha planet.
Right.
So the possibility is there. Our journey is starting from lower level, coming to the higher level. We can go further higher. We can elevate ourselves by purifying our consciousness, by purifying our activities, spiritualizing our activities, and then we can get elevated.
Using the free will to choose the wise.
Absolutely. Wise. Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other point, anybody?
Like the Buddha avatar.
Yes, correct.
वो ascend हुए हैं.
Yes. See, as I mentioned to you that, sometimes even Shaktivesh avatar who come, or Leela avatar who come, at initial part of their life, their Leelas, their activities may look like same like ordinary people. Same like ordinary people. And this also, Krishna does this purposely to bewilder our mind. And only people who can understand properly, they can cross that bewilderment and come to little higher level, their consciousness is purified. Then Krishna reveals the actual leelas to such people. जैसे नहीं, जब भी हम स्कूल में होते थे, तो जब भी पाठशाला में होते थे, कक्षा में अलग अलग श्रेणी के विद्यार्थी होते थे ना, तो जो अच्छे इंटेलिजेंट होते थे उनको अलग डिवीजन हो जाता था, लाइक what we call back benchers, right?
Yes.
जो पिछली बेंच वो सी ग्रेड, डी ग्रेड में चले जाते थे, करेक्ट? सी डिवीजन, डी डिवीजन.
Right.
So Krishna chooses in that way. He sees is that, people who can cross that bewilderment and then can understand that this is also Krishna's Leela, behaving like an ordinary person, but he's not an ordinary person, he's Bhagavan. Then Krishna allows such people to understand his Leelas at a deeper level. Krishna परीक्षा लेते हैं हर step पे. He's not an easy person, to deal with. बहुत ही स्ट्रिक्ट शिक्षक है वो. एट द सेम टाइम बहुत कृपालु भी हैं. दया का सागर बोला जाता है.
सीख नहीं जाएंगे, वो अपना टेस्ट लेते रहेंगे. The faster we learn, the better it is.
Yes. अभी जैसे देखिए, अर्जुन उसका इतना प्रिय मित्र है, इतना प्रिय भगत है. कैसी उसकी परीक्षा ली थी जब दुर्योधन मांगने आया था? तो दुर्योधन पहले मांगने वाला था, उसने कहा नहीं, अर्जुन को पहले मांगने दो, देखो कितने पानी में हो. हाँ, मेरा प्यारा भगत है, मुझे मांगता है या मेरी सेना को मांगता है? So this is what Krishna does. So we need to evolve in such a way. By Krishna's mercy only we can do that.
Yes.
By Krishna's mercy only we can come to the stage where we can pass his tests. Pass the examination what he is creating for us. The situation is creating for us. Right? Any other point?
No. Today it was really good, like birth, rebirth and reincarnation, two different topics.
Yes.
We have discussed in detail the free will and many other topics like free will and all this. It's good. Interesting discussion also.
Yes.
And side में stories जो होती हैं, that is even more interesting.
Yes.
And we are also getting that interest कि और पढ़ना है और जानना है. तो वो भूख लग रही है हमको.
बहुत सारे डाउट्स भी क्लियर हो जाते हैं. बहुत सारे डाउट्स भी क्लियर हो जाते हैं हमारे.
Because we cannot ask everyone every doubt, because we never know what he or she is going to give us is authentic, is right, really, like,
yes,
scriptures mein likha ho ya justified ho. Because everyone will answer something or the other, that is for sure. Ab wo kitna theek hai, that we cannot, see how much right. Yeah, we can definitely, just blind trust him.
See, here I want to mention one point, Yasna ji, that जो शिष्य होता है, he is known as a representative of his guru, right? That means he represents what guru has presented before.
Right.
वो manipulate नहीं करता है. जो शिक्षा उसको गुरु के पास से मिली है, वो ही वो बताता है. But according to the time, place, and circumstances, he may use different examples, different analogies, but the essence will be the same. He will not pollute. He will not contaminate the essence. And such disciples are in true sense called representatives of his guru, because they represent what their guru have presented before. Right? Thank you very much for your that attention, your participation, active participation again today also. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
Thank
much,
you
Acharya
so
ji,
much.
for this.
Thank you,
Acharya
Radhika
ji,
ji also.
आचार्य जी एक चीज है कि हमें ऑथेंटिसिटी भी तो होनी चाहिए, कोई रिलायबल आप इतने एग्जांपल्स के साथ समझाते हैं उसको, दूसरे के ऊपर हम एज शी वाज सेइंग, याचना जी वाज सेइंग कि कितना रिलाई करें कितना नहीं रिलाई करें. वी नो कि यस आप सारे चीजों के बारे में जानते हैं, पढ़े हुए, तो एटलीस्ट वी आर गेटिंग डायरेक्ट नॉलेज फ्रॉम यू नो रिगार्डिंग इट. और राधिका जी ने बड़े अच्छी तरह बताया कि अच्छा हाँ फ्री विल होती है पर देयर इज अ लिमिटेशन, और वो संस्कारों से होती है. बहुत सारी चीजें क्लियर. हाँ संस्कार भी हम बोलते ही हैं कि संस्कार है, ये संस्कार मिले हैं क्या, ये संस्कार मिले हैं क्या, बट जब फ्री विल आती है तो किस तरह हम चूज करते हैं उस चीज को.
सही बात है.
हमारे नहीं, बहुत अच्छा रहा सेशन.
इनफैक्ट
थैंक यू.
हाँ बोलिए.
हाँ, इसमें we can add one more thing. If you see, if you believe in palmistry, okay, you can check your hands. There are many, lines. 3-4 lines are permanent and fixed, but other minor lines, वहाँ
Keep on changing.
से होता है, they keep changing.
Yes.
So based on our karma, we are making our future. You can check it. These are actually changing.
Yes, this is a, I mean,
6 months, yes.
Very true. आपने सही चीज, जैसे हम बात कर रहे थे ना, we have the main events very much defined, but intermediate, so there is an analogy, see ancient history of India.
Yes, the major lines will remain same, okay.
Yes.
But the minor lines, from that also we do predictions. So those lines keep changing based on.
Correct.
So this is a proof of what free will and karma.
Very nice example.
Very,
Very nice.
Okay.
Can I
So
just add
thank you.
something?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Radhika ji. Thank you, Acharya ji.
Thank you,
Krishna.
Shukla.